Desperate migrants hoping to reach Western Europe have been forced off a train by riot police in Hungary, as authorities try to take them to a holding camp instead. Sky's Europe correspondent Mark Stone, who was on the train originally bound for the Austrian border and is now on the platform at Bajkska, said, "We have just witnessed the most awful sight." He described seeing a crying mother holding a baby and pleading with police on the platform in the town 22 miles 35 kilometers outside Budapest. The father, clearly overcome with emotion, then pulled his wife and child onto the tracks before he was handcuffed and taken away. The train, which earlier left Budapest's main railway station, was halted in Bajkska, where there is a migrant reception center. Migrants, most of them from Syria, banged on train windows from the outside and shouted, no camp," while dozens of riot police looked on. Dozens more lay on the tracks in protest against being taken to the camp, while others, caught in the underpass, pushed back dozens of riot police blocking the stairs to fight their way back to the train. Those still in the carriages, or demanding water, as they sit at the station in the heat. Hungarian police have declared the area an operation zone and have told all media there to leave. They are using batons to push reporters out of the station. Earlier on Thursday, thousands of desperate migrants poured into Keleti railway station after it was reopened, forcing their way onto a train despite announcements that there was no service to Western Europe. The migrants pushed into the carriages and tried to cram their children through open windows. The train that left Keleti, the first in 2 days after authorities closed the terminal on Tuesday, was initially thought to be heading to Sopron, a town near the Austrian border. Hundreds more migrants remain at Keleti and are waiting on crowded platforms for the next available trains. An Austrian police spokesman said there are no services running from Budapest to Vienna, while the Hungarian government told Sky News no international trains will be leaving Keleti for safety reasons. Keleti had been closed for 2 days, but migrants poured into the terminal on Thursday as police withdrew. Thousands had slept outside, waiting for the station to reopen. Amid the chaos, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban said his country had done everything to stick to EU rules on border protection, and revealed the army will be deployed to defend Hungary's border with Serbia. More than 150,000 migrants have traveled this year to Hungary, a gateway to the EU for those crossing by land from nations including Syria and Afghanistan, across Macedonia and Serbia. Mr. Orban, meeting European Union leaders in Brussels to discuss the crisis, said other politicians should not criticize his country for doing what is compulsory to be done. He said, "The problem is not a European problem. The problem is a German problem. Nobody would like to stay in Hungary, all of them would like to go to Germany. So if the German Chancellor insists on it, Hungary must register them." Berlin has agreed to take in some 800,000 migrants from Syria and the Middle East. Angela Merkel, the German Chancellor, said the influx of migrants is a problem that concerns us all in Europe, and added her country is doing what is morally necessary. In a statement, the French presidency said the country would be making a joint proposal with Germany to host refugees and distribute them fairly across Europe. Last weekend, Hungary had allowed migrants to travel by train to Western Europe without going through asylum procedures. Trainloads of migrants arrived in Austria and Germany from Hungary on Monday, as asylum rules collapsed under the strain of a wave of migration unprecedented in the EU. However, Budapest's stance has since hardened, as demonstrated by the Keleti closure and plans to deploy the military to the border.